We'll see you next year for season 2 of Supreme Dental Podcast Studio.
Welcome back.
Yeah, man, how you doing? You good? I know you like that. I know you like that. How long you been back, man? I see the girls in the club, they're getting wild for me. And all the pretty.
We want to welcome you guys back to Supreme Dental Podcast Studio. You can be anywhere else in the world right now, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. My wife and I are the owners of Supreme Dental Clinic. Remember, this podcast was meant for you, the patient. And today we're going to start the first episode of season 2 with our 3 own guests. We have Dr. Elias.
Hello, Frank.
We have Dr. Luis.
Hello, Frank.
And to my right, we have Dr. Alonso.
Hi, Frank.
We want to just take a second real quick and talk about each and every one of the patients that have been coming in and have been telling us, you know what, we watch your podcast. I've been watching your podcast for 2-3 months. We decided to come here because of your podcast. We even had one of our own patients said, remember one of the episodes that you said about if they don't take a tomography or a CAT scan, you get up and you run when they were going to get implants done? She was here and she said, exactly that's what happened to me. And I was laughing and I said, wow, I had just seen that the night before on the podcast. So thank you so much for each and every one of you guys. Like I said, this podcast is meant for you guys. So we really, really appreciate you guys from the heart. And we're going to keep on going. We're going to keep on talking about different things, different dental. And one thing I want to talk to you guys about is now it's 2024. As you see, the tables are shiny. We got some brick in the back. This is real stuff. This ain't like some paper or background fake. This is real stuff. We want to thank Carlos Ayala. We want to thank also our own Jorge Tellez, George. You know, he has really nice lights up. We got lights. You know, this production is going. And in each and every one of you guys, because of all the new things and technology and preparations you guys have. But talk to me now, season 2, 2024. We have a lot of things that are coming in the next 30 days, in the next month and a half. We have the PIC training, which we're going to talk about that and what that changes. We have our own CAT scan coming in, which we're also going to talk about that. And then we have a Botox center opening also. So we have a lot of, and our own big surgery rooms also. So we want to start with Dr. Alonso.
All right.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
And, you know, as you know, we're going to have a training, and we purchased the PIC Dental.
Right.
And that is something revolutionary. Mm-hmm. Tell us, all you guys tell us about what is a difference about having this technology. What's a big deal? What is the big deal in the PIC Dental?
PIC Dental. Well, this is completely another history. This is another history if we are talking about implants for sure, dental implants. I think the first thing, one of the first thing and the most important is the precision, about the position of the implants. So usually to have the mold, the precision mold of the mouth in the patients, usually we take impressions, right? The sticky material, and that is good. That works good. But forget about sticky materials. Forget about those kind of impressions. Now we want to use the best and the top technology, the PIC Dental. The PIC Dental is kind of scan. We're gonna scan the mouth, and we're gonna use abutments. The abutments connect with the implants, and those abutments gonna follow the exactly position of the implants. So with all that information, after to scan the mouth, we're gonna have all the information about the position and the size of the implants, the connections and everything in the computer. So the possibilities that's amazing. It's another history.
And what do you think about this technology, Luis?
I am excited for the next things is coming, but for example, it's like a game, video game. If we have the control. We have the script. What is the name? The
Keyboards.
The keyboards. We have the
Headphones.
AirPods. Yeah, it's the same situation with the new technology. Now we have different tools. For example, the new CT scan, the tomography, the PIC cam, the scan, the mouth scan. We can combine all things in only one thing. For example, all technologies
On one patient.
on one patient. Yeah, I can play with the work. I can play with the precision. With the precision, I can do a better work with this technology because, for example, we have only the scan. I can do a good work with the scan, but with this next tool, we can combine a different techniques to do a better work, a better full denture, for example. Is my opinion because right now I don't know how is the process because it's a new system to me.
Yeah.
Tell me about the pick.
Well, as both of them mentioned, we're really excited to have the PIC cam be here. This technology is very precise. Is
99.9%.
99.9. Imagine how precise it is that it's the photogrammetry, the things that they use, the lenses, they use them for war.
Right.
So we know it's precise. We know it's the best material in the world. As Dr. Alonso and as Dr. Luis mentioned, we have everything that we need to give just the best treatment in the world. We're going to have the CT scan. We're going to have intraoral scanners. We're going to have the PIC cam. And we're also going to have a facial scanner. That's going to come.
Tell me about the facial scanner.
So the facial scanner is everything that we need, all the tools, all the material that we need, is we're going to send this to the lab. And as Dr. Luis mentioned, we're going to place it all together. And it's like we're going to have the virtual patient in the lab. So we're going to design the teeth, design the smile according, as we mentioned before, to the patient's face. It's called the facial generated dental treatment. So with all this precision, all this information, pictures, scans, we have everything that we need to give the best treatments there is in the world.
Welcome to Dental Facts. Did you know coconuts are a natural antibacterial food and can help reduce the risk of developing gum disease and cavities? You heard it first at Supremedental Podcast. Floss, brush, and keep smiling.
Going a little bit back on the PIC dental, guys. So when my wife and I purchased the PIC dental, I have to also purchase the training because what good is technology if you don't know how to use it, right? And as you guys know, we were lucky enough, we were blessed to have Adrian Hernandez, which is the owner of the company / the creator of the PIC dental, come down, and he's going to train us one-on-one. So it is rare that someone that develops this type of technology comes down and there's nothing he can't answer because he invented it. So he knows all the things about this. You guys are going to get all the insights, and the PIC dental makes everything easier. The second stage, instead of being 5, 6, 7 days, now it can be done in 3. And it's 99% precise. What is 99% precise? That's insane. It is the type of technology that you would hear about and probably call BS on. And this is not developed in Mexico or the United States. This is developed in Madrid, in Spain. And we have the biggest and baddest institutes, for example, the Picos Institute in Florida, and so many other really top dentist institutions, dental clinics have this. So this gives us the opportunity to offer the best. So to me, as a business owner, because my wife and I are not dentists, it is very important to keep an equilibrium. So I have this much talent, but I have this much technology. I have this much technology and I have this much talent. So now we have to the par. We have you guys that are taking trainings in different parts of the world. Each and every one of you guys, 2023, you were in Spain, you were in Harvard University, and you were in Argentina. You guys were in different parts of the world for Supreme. You guys were in different parts of the world to treat you guys with the best possible outcome. And these guys is kind of weird because I have pictures of you guys, and I'll share one of the pictures. George will share one of the pictures where we're all together and we're looking at the CAT scan. Now, what they're trying to talk to you guys about, the CAT scan that we decided to get for our team has been named 5 times in a row the best CAT scan. And it has a facial scanner. So what does that mean is we'll put a small video on. It scans you. It shows us your bone density, but it has AI technology. And it also scans your face. So now you're able to see someone's face and then link them up with the scan and then link them up with the bone density. So it's like you're using technology to the fullest, and then comes your guys's, knowledge. And that is crazy. Like I always strive to go for the best. When we built this podcast, we could have 1 camera. We could have 2 cameras. But we have 3 cameras. We could have just regular microphones. But we wanted to go with the good microphones. We could have a cheesy table. My wife designed pretty much everything, but we decided to go for the best all the time. We want to offer the best each and every time. And that goes to a denture, to a Zerpic, all-on-4, all-on-6, or a zirconia bar, which is a lot of what we're leaning into right now due to aesthetics and how good it looks. But I'm extremely excited because for the first time, like I said, I feel that we have a perfect equilibrium. And it's an excitement because it's like a new toy for each and every one of you guys. I remember I called you guys when we were we were actually in Maui. And a quick second, people, we were in Maui. We love Maui. We love Hawaii. We're so happy to be there. But we seen what happened in Maui in August, and it was completely heartbreaking. And we were there. This is our 4th time being there. And we want to say, thank you to each and every one of those people that is still in Maui right now. And it's Maui strong. I want to take a second, and I just want to say how much I appreciate everybody coming together and not running away from something, from a problem. They're there, they're working hard, they're building together, and they're going to be bigger and stronger real soon. So, definitely, hats out for that. Hats off for that. But we got a call there and saying, the pick is ready to go, because we sent the company that we work with, Implanted, we sent everything for it to be custom made. So everything is custom made for you guys, for everything to work for you guys. But now what does it mean exactly, guys? A patient comes in and says, well, you have all this technology. It doesn't mean anything to me because I don't know anything about technology, let's just say. And I'm coming in, I fly in from anywhere in the United States or Canada. What does it mean? Like, what's the benefit for me as a patient? What's the difference for me going across the street where they don't have this technology?
First of all, I think the time, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna be less time here in the chair, even in town. Usually we take around like 5 days, 6 days. Sometimes when all the steps go right, 4 days.
And that's us. 5, 6 days. If everything goes right, 4 days. Like exactly. In Cancun, is 12 to 14 days.
Oh yeah.
In other clinics, is 5, 6, or 7 days. So that's what you're talking Supreme time.
Yeah, I'm talking about in Supreme.
Okay.
And Supreme Dental. Yeah, here all the things are a little more faster, and that doesn't mean something goes wrong. It's just we try to. I think we have one of the best labs, and we are trying to work together.
Correct.
And that's the reason we can go faster a little more. But with the peak cam, the time will be a little less, I think. A couple days less, probably. And that's a really big difference for the patients. Because sometimes they come down with 4 or 5 days because they don't have a lot of time. So we can go ahead with those days with 99% of success. So that's great.
I think what you mentioned is true, that about the talent and all those tools that we're going to get now. It's all about decision making. We're going to make better decisions because we're going to have more tools. We're going to have more scans. We're going to have the patient virtually there on the computer, and we can analyze everything better. So, like, if you compare this technology to if not having this technology, yeah, you could get the work done. I don't know how precise it's going to be or how much it's going to fit you, but with this, everything is going to be custom made specifically for that patient. It's going to help us take better decisions towards everything, pretty much. It's going to be faster, and everything's going to be just better. I'm really excited. We're really excited.
All patients, for example, we can help to my patients all technologies in only one place. All technologies in only one clinic. We don't need to depend of another places, for example, CT scan store or another lab, or to send the scan. Now everything is in only one place. For example, here supremedental. I can repeat again my opinion. We can combine all technologies in only one place. That's why I recommend coming here at supremedental.
And I feel when there's
It's
less hands, there's less mistakes.
Yeah.
So if you got to take an
Right.
impression, right now when we take an impression for a hybrid all on 4, all on 6, you get the wax test, the height test, you get all these kinds of tests, and then people can make an error.
Man-made errors, yeah.
Man-made, it's normal for anything medical. And I mean, I'm not talking about like the surgery wise, but I'm talking about the processes, and now that will be eliminated because you guys put that in. This little guy comes that looks like Wally, and he scans pretty much, and it's ready to go. And the next day, I think we get a quick test, and then that's it. We're done, and that distributes everything perfectly. It puts the right teeth to the right face. It makes your guys' job easier because now you guys, instead of spending 5 days with a patient, now you spend 3 days, but they were amazing days. It wasn't like I got to repeat this test because a lot of times it's out of your guys' hands. A lot of times the test does not fit what you want to do.
Yeah.
So then you're like, you got to come back in 2-3 hours. And the patient's like, okay, but deep inside they're like, what happened wrong? Well, nothing happened wrong. What happened is that we are very picky on the work that we're doing, and we want to do the best possible. And with this, if there's an error, then we got to fix that error because it should not be an error at all.
Yeah.
So we're eliminating the small little errors here and there to be as precise as possible for our patients.
Yeah, and that's very true because the tests that we do, they're for a reason. That we can catch something before it's too late, and that's where we make the adjustments, and that's why we have to take a couple of tests to make sure that, as you mentioned, that we want it that way.
Yeah, and something that I think is important is here in Supreme is 3 hours to make another test. But the reality is in another city or another country, even in our clinics here around,
3 weeks.
3 days, 3 weeks,
yeah.
even a month. So always we're trying to go faster, and this is also for all the patients. If we want the same thing for all the patients. I mean, the patient wants the best, and we want the same thing, the best. But this take time. This take time, and we have to go sometimes a little more slow. And we understand the lab understand that, and the patient have to understand those kind of things.
Yeah.
So 3 hours, 4 hours is not a lot.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's not too much.
And each case is different. Each case is different.
Exactly.
Some of them are
Right.
going to be more challenging, but
Yeah.
It's a lot to be excited about. And we're looking into the Botox Center already. Obviously, that's going to be awesome for the patients because now you can come into Supreme and you can get your smile done and you can get your lips done, or you can get the wrinkles that you're thinking about back home. You come back a new person, not just with a new smile. And it's going to be Nobody knows the name. Actually, George knows the name. But it's going to be called Eternal Beauty by Supreme. So my wife knows the slogan. I don't. But she picked the name, and it's amazing. It's an amazing name, and I think it's gonna be a huge game changer, especially while you're waiting for your loved one to get work, or maybe for your crowns to come in, and now you say, hey, might as well. And also with that comes doctors that have been trained in Brazil, in Colombia, and recently in Guadalajara. We're gonna get machines from Mexico City, and we're gonna be working with the best brands in the world, Juvederm, Botox, with that machine that I guess it divides your blood into the blood, and what else is it? The
white blood cells.
Correct. And that little oil could be injected back into your face, so it's nothing foreign. And George probably needs that. And so, and I mean, we're doing great things. And also, guys, just to mention here at the podcast, we're also developing. We're not going into pig dentals, or we're not adding crazy mics. But what we're doing is, in very, very soon, you'll be able to be listening to us in Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. So you'd be able to listen to all of our amazing different chats, from implants to why this to why that. You'll be able to, one thing you won't be able to do, which I don't know how we're going to do about that, is you won't be able to see Dr. Alonso while you're listening to us. You can hear his voice, but you won't be able to see his face. But besides that, everything else is gonna be awesome. So look for that. That's gonna be, as soon as we have that, we will push that out for you guys. But so we have that. We talked about the scan. We talked about the pig dental. We've talked about the scans that we have. What about guys? It's about to be February. By the time this airs, it will be February, I believe.
Next month, yeah.
By the time this airs out, I'm almost going to be in a convention in Dubai, the biggest convention in Asia, representing Supreme Dental, my wife and I. And next thing you know, you guys are going to be in Singapore, all three of you guys.
May.
No, Singapore.
And I know you guys want to make like 15 stops, but that's up to you. They want to
Why
visit
not?
the whole
Why
world.
not?
They want to visit the whole world in the week. So that'd be a different podcast if they can do it or not. And then after that, obviously we got Mykonos, Greece, and then we have maybe other things that are cooking already. And we're looking already at other things. We have other things that we're working on, but we'll let you guys know when it comes. But we just want to let you know that we're working hard for you guys, and we are really, really looking into different things to do. But not just that, is to looking at things that make sense for you guys. Each and every one of the doctors has different points of views. Each and every one of the doctors, some, tell me about new technology, and the others are really happy with the technology. Like Luis is the guy. We were just talking about this. Luis, you could tell him, hey, Luis, how's everything? Everything's good, man. Everything's good. Everything's good. Let's just do it. I'm great. What about this new technology? I don't know, Frank. I don't know this new technology. And then he looks at it. He's like, well, yeah, it is great. But he's like the grandpa, the one that says, oh, young whippersnappers, But when he sees it, he recognizes it. Dr. Alonso, he's like, let's do it. Let's do it. And the same thing with Dr. Elias. Dr. Elias is like, let's try it out, man. I'm all for it. Let's get it. Let's do it. But Dr. Lee's like, I don't know, man. Let me
check first.
Let me read I'm gonna read like 15 books, and I'm gonna get back to you, Frank. And it's okay. I have so many different thoughts, so many different brains, so many different places to pick from. But thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I don't know exactly where the clock is at. Thank you so much for being here. I know that right now you're about to go back to surgery. I know that we're gonna go visit someone right now that just lost someone. And guys, like I said, very, very happy to be here. Is there anything else you guys want to say before we leave? I know a lot of patients have been asking for another podcast. We have different people that we work with. They were like, "What's going on? Where's the podcast?" And we decided to do it today, late. Anything you guys want to put in? Anything that we miss?
Well, just thank you all the patients for coming down here, Supreme Dental. You are in the best hands. Dr. Elias and Dr. Luis.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Dr. Elias, and you, Alonso.
Thank
you so much.
I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be here. And I really want to thank the patients because they actually do listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
They look up, they know who we are.
That's crazy.
And it's crazy. Yeah. It's kind of weird. Like they come up, they're like, oh, and they know who you are and they know what you talked about. And it's easier for them to understand what we're talking about when we're laying out the game plan for their procedure. So we really appreciate that and we're really thankful for that.
Yeah.
And for example, now we have Supreme TV, and I've been talking about that forever. Thank you to George after 2 years. I'm just kidding. But he got it done, and now you'll be able, while you're in the lobby, you'll be able to listen and see where these guys were going, you know, all the accreditations that we have, the videos, all that good stuff while you're waiting in our lobby. But yeah, thank you so much for those patients. I've had patients quote me. You can be anywhere else in the world right now, but I'm here with you guys. You've had patients come up to me, wanted to take a picture. You've been patients saying thank you so much for doing what you guys do, because you guys opened my eyes for this new dental journey. And that is something that we never thought about. We thought about explaining to each and every one of the patients, but not the reaction that we're getting from patients. So thank you so much for everything. And with that, I'm going to conclude the first podcast of 2024 of Supremedental Podcast Studio Season 2. All right?
Let's get it.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys next time. Keep on smiling.
You know you like that. You know you like